Come on. Hello, everybody. Welcome to No Name Racing, Season 1, Round 4. We are here in Baku, in the lovely city of Azerbaijan. Country of Azerbaijan, sorry. I'm joined by the lovely NNR owner, Giants. How are we doing today on this sunny Azerbaijan afternoon? Me as well. Me as well. It's like Baku is just one of those circuits where so much can happen to some of the top guys if they get caught out, especially into castle section of turns 8, 9, 10, and 11. It's so easy to lose the car through that sequence of corners, and I mean it could catch out even some of the best. So I think it's definitely shaping up to be one of these races where it's going to be exciting till the end. Oh, is that a pass? Oh, Castle. Ooh, he actually carries a really good amount of speed through there. Oh, he runs a little bit wide. The lap. Wow. He took that esports corner very nicely as well. He took the most amount of cut you can, because I know that corner, the drivers, they like to cut it a lot. As we actually have B++ out of qualifying. He spun it out at the top of Castle, coming out into that side straight into turn, I believe, 15. He just loses the car. And Bug comes to the line, a 140.1. Oh, as he actually hits the wall. I just took the other driver through. That's smart. Smart. Oh, wait. There is no other driver. Who knows? Maybe just warming up the brakes, testing them out, making sure they feel nice. Maybe your brake pedals all calibrated. Maybe you felt a little bit shaky on that lap. Justin. No voice on the stream. Oh no. Oh man.
Well, they can still hear you.
I don't think so.
Okay, we are back. That is very unfortunate there.
Everybody, welcome to round 4. We are in Azerbaijan, midway through this qualifying session.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. I was actually speaking this whole entire time, and it turns out that my mic was just on the wrong thing on OBS. It seems like OBS just really loves to put the wrong mic. Here we have the racing point, actually, of Camel, a 139.2, putting himself on the board 3/10 ahead of Darth. A very beautiful lap from Camel.
You cannot hear your voice, John. You can't hear your voice. Only my voice is transmitting. So I will be doing the talking until Giants figures that out.
No, check the stream. I could swear my voice is. It literally says mic audio.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
It wasn't going like a little bit ago. We're good now. We're good
okay,
now.
Perfect.
The booth is fixed.
Yeah, sorry, it was
plugged in to our little transmitter to get to you, all you lovely people.
Nah, I must.
We actually see Gummy Panda hit the wall coming out of the esports corner.
Yeah, it must have been the interns actually playing with the wires when they're setting up my microphone. We're gonna have to actually reduce their hourly pay from $5 an hour to $3 an hour. That's very disappointing from the interns, who should have been doing a good job.
Totally fair. I agree. You know, they have one job to do, just to plug them in, and they leave us short.
And they couldn't even do that. What disappointing work from the interns. Here we have Jimsy on his first flying lap coming through the slow section right now, heading towards the castle. You're going to see what he can do after his teammate unfortunately retires B++ in the Haas. And here we see actually Ethan Slater in the chat saying yo, and we actually see Biggles as well saying yo, what's going on everyone? Glad to see you guys out here. Right now we're still watching Jimsy on his hot lap right now. The Haas driver who has been on the podium 3 out of 3 races this season, bringing very consistent results for Haas and putting them high in the Constructors' Championship. B++ is going to hope to carry some points as well today with Haas, but unfortunately for him, he retired at the beginning of the session.
Yeah, we heard him. I saw him in the chat in Discord saying on his out lap, he hit every possible wall. And then when he started his hot lap, he absolutely binned it into one. So it seems like he is very consistent on the wall tapping.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate for B++.
No, he gets a free tire choice.
Yeah, look at it that way. He's going to be able to do the preferred strategy around here, the medium-hard strategy, B++.
Exactly. Or he could even go hard to soft if he stretches those hards.
Yeah, man.
8 laps to go, and you have those fresh set of softs.
Amazingly said, yeah. Yeah, maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Exactly.
He has the whole race ahead of him, Giants. So I think it was a tactical strategy from the Haas team. I think, you know, they told him, just bin the car. We could repair for tomorrow. We'll switch you out on track position. So, as we're going through this qualifying session, I think on these final runs of the day, when we get to about under 2 minutes, we're going to see these times absolutely shoot down, because just the track evolution around Baku is pretty crazy, considering we are in the sunshine, the track is warm, and the low-speed traction zones of Sector 1 are going to get so grippy, and these drivers are going to really feel that on their laps, and the times are going to start plummeting down. As Camel, I believe this is Camel's... Is this Camel's second race or first race here, John?
No, this is his first race, actually. He's making a statement for himself as a reserve driver. And like you said before, with this grip increasing on the track and the times plummeting down, that also means that drivers are going to be pushing the car to further limits. And we could see that AJ actually had to retire his first flying lap, as he was pushing the car so hard that I believe he either messed up a corner or got wing damage. So he had to abort the lap. Unfortunate for him. Here we have Mosidon, the McLaren driver, who unfortunately, I believe he hasn't even finished the race yet, looking today just to get to the end by all means. Coming across the line for his first flying lap. We actually see yellow flags here. There's Funny Monkey on the side. Mosidon is pushing the pedal to the metal and trying to get everything out of the car. The Mercedes powered now for 2021 McLaren. Let's see what he can do.
Medium tire as well. Remember that. He puts it right outside the top 10. But remember, he's on the mediums, so that's definitely not a bad lap. There's so much to improve. He might actually be giving his teammate here some slipstream as well. They may have worked something out, as I believe they did.
Yeah, actually,
very smart from the McLaren team. Very smart.
yeah, some good teamwork and chemistry going on here from McLaren. Paradox getting that extra few thousandths or even tenths of a second by getting that slipstream from his teammate Mosidon. We can see what type of lap he's going to do, but we actually have Darth on his flying lap. We can see him barreling towards the esports corner, jumps right over it. Oh, and he hits the wall. That's going to be his lap over for him. Very unfortunate for the Williams driver, who already set a very impressive lap for himself. A 139.5. The real question is, will he continue this lap or will he bring it back to the pits after that wing damage?
I think he's just got to finish it. The wing damage won't affect you too much out of the final corner, and it just gun it to the line. He's at a purple middle sector as well, so I think he's just going to push to the line. As he does, where's he going to put him? With the wall tap, he goes into pole position.
Wow.
A few hundredths of a second. That's a very good lap. And now imagine, honestly, it's like the damage didn't really affect him. That's a very, very solid lap while hitting a wall. He could definitely hustle it back into the pits, and that time could come tumbling down even more.
Yeah, definitely. And we could actually see, yeah, even with the wing damage, Darth was able to set a very nice lap, and he will hopefully be able to improve once again on his final flying lap, so we could see what he can do. Oh, we actually see that N-Bond says just pulled to the side of the track here. I wonder what happened to him on one of his flying laps. Not sure if he's... Oh, he looks like... Oh, he's actually in the castle section all of a sudden. What happened there? Well, it looks like N-Bond had to abort his flying lap, and now he will be heading back to the pits. Paradox...
We have a quick message. We have a quick message from the chat world that I am very low volume.
Yes, the interns are actually trying to fix this right now.
The interns... we're gonna cut their pay to $2 an hour. I think they just.
Yeah, these
they went
interns.
5, and after today, the interns are they're getting 2. They might even get 1.
Yeah, this is very disappointing from the interns that we pay a great deal of money and a great sum of our profit goes to the interns who are trying to assist in getting their future career, but quite frankly, they're just disappointing. I feel like I could do a better job myself.
Exactly. We're gonna have a meeting later. We'll talk with them. We'll sort them out. Hopefully all the levels are good now. You know, the interns, they took a very, very long time to fix that issue, but I hope we are all okay now. And if anybody in the Twitch world could let us know, that would be greatly appreciated. We have about 4 minutes and 15 seconds, if our time is right, left in this session. You know, who do you think's going to really jump up? Because we see Honey Badger with no time. AJ, we know AJ's competitive. He's actually on a lap right now. He will be coming to the line shortly. And he's one of those drivers that are just super fast. But the track limits are getting to him in this qualifying session, as I believe this is going to be his lap, because I don't think he can make it back in time after this one. So he may be going for 2 hot laps on these medium tires, but let's see what he comes to the line and sets. Because it's definitely looking like a really good time as he's getting close to the line. And he goes P4 on those medium tires. That's very strong, as he actually leaves it in hot lap. He's going to be going for another lap, so let's stick on board with our Pat Hacks AJ as he comes to turn 1. And actually, no, he lets off. He's happy with that lap. 1 lap on the mediums. That's all he wants to do, not to push him too hard. Definitely P4 is splitting a lot of these soft guys. That's going to set him up for the preferred strategy. Is the softs, they die out by around lap 4 or 5, especially with that race start, cooking those rears. So we're going to see AJ in a very, very strong spot for this race.
Yeah, that's a beautiful lap, especially on the mediums. Oh, sub 140. A lot of people actually on softs just beat that out. So we're going to be able to see, are people going to be trying to switch to the medium strategy here and go medium hard instead of soft hard, preferably? We see Funny Monkey here, actually, the AlphaTauri driver on his flying lap. Jetty, his teammate in P3, he's in P5 right now, provisionally. Only 240 left in the session. Funny Monkey, will he be able to improve on his lap here? Coming up the castle section, let's see what he can do. You see him barreling down a quote-unquote back straight here, heading towards the esport corner. Will he avoid the wall? He actually avoids the curb completely in order to just avoid tapping the wall, avoid the risk there, mitigate the risk, even though it's for a few thousandths of a second. He decided it's not even worth it. He just wants to get finished with his lap.
I like Funny Monkey's call here about taking that line. I never, ever would hop that curb because I think I've hit the wall every time. because you don't really lose too much time. But if you do hit that esports line perfect, you do gain about, I believe, half a tenth. But with that being said, he's coming to the line and he's on a very, very good lap, as you just said. And I believe we had Ethan Slater in the chat saying I could be a little bit higher. So it earns. All right, they'll be fixing that shortly. As I think Jetty's on a lap. He's actually 3/10 up.
Let's see what this Alpha Tauri driver can do. P4 right now. His teammate just jumped him to P3. Jetty's going to want to reciprocate here. The other Alpha Tauri driver.
Lux has called a Jetty pole position. Very, very bold prediction, but he's moving really, really quick. Coming down to the final corner, setting himself up for a nice exit. As we actually have yellow flags sector 1 and 2. I believe that's just a few cars going slow. Nothing to worry about there. As Jetty comes in, he's coming to the line. I believe he has over 3/10 improvement. So this could put him above his teammate, but can it be enough for Camel or Darth? You know, I think he's going to crack into the top 3, but we should have to see by how much, as the meter's coming to the line. And he actually probably gains a lot. He gains a ton of time.
And here we see Jetty. Yeah, he set pole by 7/10 of a second. What an incredible lap. And we actually see Darth right now, who just started his flying lap. He's going to try to respond. He's 7/10 down off of Jetty. He's going to put everything he can out of that Williams car and just try to put himself in pole position over the Alpha Tauri. Alpha Tauri sitting very pretty right now. P1 and P4 provisionally. Let's see what other drivers can do, what other drivers' hot laps are going to look like. Or they hope to either gain some positions or even set pole like Darth right here that we're watching.
What I say about the final runs of quality, they were going to be exciting. I think we have basically every driver on a lap right now, which is just, never mind. My pit wall is awful. My time sheet is very, very bad, but as I believe we have N-Bun on a 2/10 improvement. Funny Monkey back into the pits. We have Darth. He is actually invalid. So he might hold this P2 unless N-Bun has something to say for it, as he's now 3/10 up, and he just overcooks it.
I believe this is some...
Overcooks it into Castle.
I believe this is the second time that we've actually seen N-Buns overcook it into Castle section. This is the second time for him, having to abort a lap as he uses the escape road to prevent his Ferrari from receiving terminal damage in the session. That's unfortunately going to be his last lap for him.
Tafter coming to the line, over a second, improving. Tafter goes P7 with a 140.2 on those soft tires. Very, very good lap for Tafter. Way to bring it back up into the top 10.
Yeah, and here we actually have Mosidon going out again on the medium compound. So he already set one medium compound lap before. He's going out for a second. He's going to be hoping to insert himself farther up the top 10. He's going to have the strategy advantage with the tire compounds here at the start of the race, as a medium hard compound is actually the preferable strategy. We see Jetty, Darth, Camel, and Funny Monkey all setting their laps on sauce, with AJ following closely behind in P5, the Alfa Romeo driver. And here we have Mosidon sprinting to the line right now, is pedal to the absolute metal. This 2-mile long straight here in Azerbaijan. Let's see what he can do.
I believe Mosidon has ran out of fuel, as his time is already a 1:50. He is 20 seconds off of his delta. I believe we had a little bit of a fuel calculation, an incorrect fuel calculation from that McLaren pit wall. It looks like this is going to lock out our grid, as we have no more drivers. So we can have Giants. If you want, you could run through this grid when we do get to the next screen that will confirm it. As I have to go fetch one of the interns. I got to get some more water. The Giants take away this qualifying order.
Yeah, I absolutely thought this was a beautiful qualifying. We see a mixture of strategies here with AJ, Jimsy, Kulex, Mosidon, and even Paradox all setting their laps on the medium tires, trying to go to medium hard. And here we have the order of qualifying. So we got Jetty, and at the Alpha Tauri P1 we got Darth, P2, Camel P3, Funny Monkey P4, AJ in P5, N-Bun in 6th. 7th is Mr. Tafter, Jimsy in 8th place, Kulex in P9, Mosiding in P10, and that's going to be our top 10 here. And then we have Kachunga, Plyfokis, Paradox, Awesome, Gummy Panda, Honey Badger, and B++. And that will be our starting grid for the race here today at Baku. A very exciting one at that. And we're going to see a mixture of strategies and see really which strategy will come out on top here. Will it be the soft hard runners as Jetty, Darth, Camel, and Funny Monkey, or will Padhacks, AJ, have the preferable strategy here and be able to just simply jump all of them just through pure strategic advantage?
I have returned. I fetched one of the interns. They have fetched me the drink. So, Tom Hawk, you will have the drink.
Yeah, that's the only thing that the interns...
Ooh, it's cloudy.
Ooh, it's going to be cloudy today in Azerbaijan, and that actually seems like you're right, Tom Hawk. The interns are really useful and good for nothing besides getting water, and sometimes they can't even do that correctly. Sometimes they give me tap water. Can you believe it?
This is ridiculous.
Beautifully said, Tom.
We have to find new ones. We're taking applications. If anybody in the Twitch world has anything they want to say, let us know, because we are taking new applications as we have to get these guys out of here.
Yeah, absolutely. I asked for 3 ice cubes and they put 4. Absolutely unacceptable from the interns.
Awful. As we go to our formation lap, you know what I'm gonna ask you, Giants. I always ask you this: who are your 3 drivers that you would like to look at today?
Quite frankly,
he's gonna be on a good result.
Today, I'm really watching AJ and P5. He set a beautiful lap on the medium compound tires. They're going to try to make a statement here as P1 to P4 all qualified on the soft compound. He might have a huge strategic advantage today and even potentially take a win if he's able to hold his strategy and make it work for himself. And we also have Mosiding. That's another driver that I'm going to be watching today. Another medium runner, and Paradox's teammate, who's actually starting on the hard compound tires. Extremely interesting from Paradox. We're probably going to see him fall down the order a little bit in the beginning of this race, as everyone else around him is going to be on the softer compound. We actually see Gummy Panda, Kachunga actually as well on the hard compound tires. Extremely interesting from the Red Bull driver. We see a motley of strategies today, and it's going to be very interesting to see which one comes on top. Tom Hawk, who are you watching today in Baku?
Okay, now I said this in qualifying. The hard tire from outside the top 10 is, I think it's gonna work. I really have a good feeling. I'm looking at Kachunga, P11. I think he can make it happen. I want to see him make it happen because I do like that start on the hard tires. You always have to look at, like you said as well, AJ, that top medium runner splitting some of the soft guys. That is also going to be major. If he can hold position on the race start, maybe even pick up Funny Monkey off the line if he gets a little bit shaky, that's going to be major for AJ's strategy as well. As the predicted pit stop strategy for the softs, lap 6 to 7, if you want to do the 1 stop for the hards. For the 2 stop, you want to stop around 6 to 7 as well for mediums, then stop back again towards the end for a set of used softs if they use 3 sets in qualifying. As the drivers are slowly coming down this main straight to the line, I think this is shaping up to be a very exciting race with 3 different strategies.
Yeah, exactly. And it seems like it's actually evenly cut up across the board. We have 6 drivers on the soft compound tires to start. We have 5 on the mediums, and we have 5 on the hard. So there's really not a shortage of any strategy here as they're lining up on the grid, waiting for the lights to go out here in Baku, the beautiful city, the street circuit. Let's see what's going to happen today. What tire compound is going to come out on top? Whose strategy will be the best here in Azerbaijan? And here they line up in the grid and wait for the lights to go out. And here we are in Azerbaijan. And lights out. Oh, and it looks like someone actually jumps the start. It's Honey Badger.
Oh, Honey Badger, he had a glitch.
He jumped the start. Unfortunate for him, the lights went out a little bit early, and he's going to have to forfeit that position. We see Jetty going side by side with Darth. There's a little bit of contact already. Darth and Jetty are leaving nothing up for grabs. Darth goes up the inside and hits Jetty into the wall. Oh,
Jetty in the wall.
Very unfortunate for the Alpha Tauri driver who receives damage. A safety car already in the second turn of the race.
Wow. A safety car already. Nobody even retired. Nobody retired. Just a safety car from the carnage.
Wow, and that's going to be very lucky for Jetty, actually, that safety car, as he received damage, and maybe even Darth as well. Can we see any damage on Darth Williams? It looks like Darth actually was able to avoid damage, but Jetty got tapped into the wall, and we actually see that he took a little bit of damage. Yeah, his right end plate is actually missing, so he's going to be pitting right away. What an incredible start right there. In 2 corners, we already have a safety car out in Azerbaijan.
If we go to the position changes real quick, we have B++ up 4 slots off that line. Honey Badger up 15, but that's if he's got a little glitch. I believe the AI is controlling his car as he is ghosted, and Codemasters, you know, that's one of the notable glitches that we see through them. But if we remove Honey Badger out of the picture, we have Jetty down 2. That's a start that he never wants to have again. Camel down 1. AJ holds position. That's very... But Jetty's going to pit, so that's going to move actually everybody up the order. So AJ's going to move into 4th. Now AJ in 4th place, cracking right outside that top 10 on the medium tire, is once again very, very key to his race. He does not want to go any bit below that top 4 if he wants to have any chance of just pulling away when the soft runners pit and the clean air.
Yeah, maybe this safety car will actually be a blessing in disguise for Jetty. Maybe he's able to go into the hard compounds and actually get a preferable strategy. As everyone
goes to the hards, that'll be... Sorry to cut you off there, but the hards are not going to make it, so I'm very curious. He could try it.
Yeah,
he could try it, but...
Oh, yeah, we actually see other drivers following as well. There's Camel in the pits going to the hards. The Racing Point, who I presume did not get any damage, he's now switching to the hard compounds as he feels that is a preferable strategy.
I don't think the hards can make it. Coming from a driver, I don't think these hards can make it. I don't have a good feeling about it.
No, I think
on those mediums, I do like Jetty's call because those hards just can't make it. He go medium, I believe, to the end.
No, I believe that Camel, he has to be going for a hard, soft strategy here, as he figured that since it's only lap 2, he could probably just revert his strategy, really, and put himself on the preferable strategy here around Baku.
Definitely. That is... Wow, okay. So, the hards, I don't think any tire can make it to the end right now, even with these few safety car laps, as we just said. So, we're going to see... How, can he make up some slots under the safety car? Can he make his way back up as he was our pole sitter?
Yeah, we see some very aggressive driving. Yeah, very aggressive driving from Darth and Jetty there in the first 2 corners of this race that caused the safety car as Jetty was just pinned into the wall by Darth. 2 drivers going at it, trying to be in P1 after the 2nd corner. But unfortunate for Jetty, he now dropped down to P15 and Darth is still sitting pretty in P2. It was actually presumably P1 as Honey Badger, I believe he's just being driven by an AI and there's a glitch right now currently. So yeah, really the Williams actually gained a huge advantage in that little scruffle there. It looks like neither him or Jetty received any penalties, and we actually see that Moseidon got a 5-second penalty for what I assume is a collision with Kachunga under the safety car. Very unfortunate for the Mercedes, or the McLaren driver, excuse me.
Oh, you never want to have those collisions under the safety car. They are... Oh, they hurt so bad because all these drivers do have to stop again. So that 5 seconds lost in the pits could... Oh, excuse me. Could change a lot.
Yeah, definitely. The 5 seconds is a big deal around here. Especially around a track like Azerbaijan. Kachunga is really just trying to catch up to the pack here. Same with Moseidon. A little bit far away. And we see Jetty here just trying to warm up his tires. Getting ready to attack on the medium compound tires. We see the drivers in front of him. We have Mr. Tafter on the hards, Gummy Panda P13 on the mediums, and up from P11 to P8 right now, they are on the hard compound tires. So really Jetty just has the preferable compound to make a load of aggressive overtakes here and charge his way up the field. Now we have Padhack AJ now in P3 on those medium compound tires.
AJ cannot be more happy right now. If I'm AJ in this spot, we know Honey Badger, they're going to get past Honey Badger. This safety car restart's going to get a little bit, it's going to be a little scary because we have an AI driver leading it. I believe he had to tend to some personal issues, Honey Badger. Some personal kind of dilemma that went on. So he's not going to be here. So this AI, I don't know how the AIs take the safety car restarts.
Yeah, it's going to be actually incredibly interesting to see. I don't think I've ever seen an AI take a safety car restart. And we're going to see how Darth and AJ are going to have to respond to what is presumably going to be an unorthodox start here. And I wonder, will the safety car be in this lap? Presumably it will. As there was not really even that much debris to clean up for the marshals to begin with.
Yeah, we had no DNFs, so I'm really not sure why the safety cars brought out the stewards up in the box. They just didn't like something.
Must have been a drain pipe or something being open on the side of the track. We know that they love to take a load of time to fix those. Or maybe if they're interns again who are incorrectly turning on the safety car. I'm telling you, these interns are quite disappointing.
I'm very disappointed in these interns today. They are just totally just throwing this race away.
Yeah, incredibly.
In this lap, from race control, safety car in.
Yeah, so the safety car is in this lap. Let's see how the AI of Honey Badger is going to take this race start here.
He's not slowing down. The AI does not slow down.
You're letting everyone here really get a jump on him. AJ is really roaring to get going right behind the gearbox of Darth.
I am very confused. The AI he's just cruising.
The AI is taking a Sunday drive while everyone else is fighting for a championship right now.
Oh, Darth is right there.
Darth is already
wants this jump as it's a Bottas restart from Honey Badger. As Darth actually gets a brilliant jump, and that just sends Honey Badger down the order. It seems like everybody's just driving through him anyway. Because the AlphaTauri gets super loose off the exit, but he keeps it out of the wall. Very nice driving from, I believe that was Funny Monkey. Oh, as we have damage, McLaren.
Yeah, very unfortunate for the McLaren driver there. We see some position changes. Paddock's AJ actually puts himself up into P1.
After on the outside. And he makes the move work on the McLaren with damage. Is actually, I believe Jetty is getting into it. There's another end plate down. We have a lot of damage for these drivers as Jetty needs to get by. He needs to make these moves now. He needs to bring back this race as Kachunga's out.
Oh, very unfortunate for Kachunga. Wonder what happened to him. I believe they're...
Oh, AJ wing damage.
What is happening? N-Bonds is somehow into P1 right now. Jimsy's in P2, Funny Monkey's in P3, and Coolx is in P4? What happened to all these position changes? All of a sudden, everyone just started dropping up and down the order. We have a virtual safety car called out.
Wow.
Our whole entire top 5 really just shifted. Padhack's AJ now in P15. Jetty's up into P10, battling after the restart. We're seeing that there is...
Wow, okay. So if we take a look right now, sorry to cut you off there, we have Pie for keeps. Red wing, he's got to come in. AJ, no wing on that Alfa Romeo. He's got to come in. Awesome, wing damage. Gummy Panda, wing damage. Jetty, I believe he's kept the wing clean. That's very strong for Jetty. He actually has a really nice run off the safety car restart on Paradox. And he makes the move stick coming onto the main straight. As I believe we've tapped her now. No damage. The Haas, B++, he has wing damage. He has to bring it in now. The AI driver of Honey Badger, no damage. And I believe the rest of this top 5 is okay on the damage. I think we're going to see a few drivers dug into the pits for a new wing. As there goes B++.
Yeah, definitely
Paradox.
Definitely a very eventful first couple laps here. A lot of drivers just having to pit. Jetty now moving up the order into P8. Apparently, AJ's wheel was unresponsive in the Alfa Romeo. Apparently, an unreliable car in today's race, leading to the retirement of the Alfa Romeo driver of AJ, who had a very strong start here in Baku.
Did the interns plug in that wheel?
Oh, yeah, unfortunately, it must have been the interns, and we actually see Mr. Tafter moving up into P6 after overtaking the Ferrari of Honey Badger. And we actually see Darth actually coming out of the pits, as well as Paradox Darth, who was in P1.
Damage. I think that's a red wing. Is that Embon? It looks like he has his right end plate on. I could have sworn I just saw a red wing.
Yeah, it looks like he's missing his left end plate here.
It just came off. The left end plate just came off in the corner before. That is not good for Embon, as that's going to move Jimsy up if he does pit. I believe he has to.
Yeah, and Jimsy is actually sitting very pretty right now. P2 on the medium compound tires. We actually see that Coolx makes a move onto Funny Monkey. He now slaps himself into the podium positions. P3. Camel following closely behind Funny Monkey here. Gonna be seeing if he can make a move before the back straight, and there's actually a little bit of contact. Camel's able to keep it. I wonder if he got a lime or yellow wing there. It looks like he was able to keep himself unscathed, but unfortunate for him, now he has a very bad launch onto the front straight here. Here we have Jimsy behind N-Buns. N-Buns looking to keep that P1 position here. Even with the yellow wing damage, he elects not to pit. Jimsy sets the fastest lap of the session, and we actually see that Funny Monkey ends up pitting, so Camel moves up.
A driver that just slipped right under our radar in these past 2 laps is Jetty. He's back up into P5 after he came out. I believe it was P15, P14 out of the pits when he had to pit for wing damage on lap 1. So his drive, he's basically back up with the front guys. He's got to make up a few more seconds to get on the back of him, which I think with his pace, with the fastest lap set by him, he can easily crack back into him, which is very, very strong. It's only lap 6 and he's back up into P5.
Yeah, like we predicted, Jetty's on the preferable tire compound compared to a lot of the other drivers on track. And we actually see Jimsy feeling the same way right now behind N-Buns, who's on a 5-lap-old soft with a yellow wing. Jimsy is going to be creeping up onto the gearbox of N-Bun very soon and just trying to be able to make a move in the upcoming laps. N-Bun's probably trying to keep his original tire strategy here, and that's why he elected not to pit. We actually have Camel going side by side with Kulex. Camel makes the overtake into the back straight, heading towards the esports corner. We see a lot of action here today in Baku. And we actually see Jetty make a move as well into Kulex, who is falling down the order from P3 to P5. Jetty is going to be chasing down the Racing Point driver of Camel, and we actually see N-Buns lost a position as well in the back straight due to that wing damage to Jimsy.
Ooh, Jetty might get DRS here. I believe, is DRS enabled yet? I could not see the race control message. I'm not sure. It might be this lap. We have to check with what they want to do, but no, okay, DRS. Oh, no, DRS is enabled, and Jetty's actually going to pick it up. As N-Bun into the pits for that wing damage, lap 5, those softs are done for as he was the only soft runner left. As Jetty goes even quicker, a 1:44.5. That is a very confident lap with race fuel. As now we see Jetty going into turn 2, gets a good exit. He's going to have DRS as well. If he wants to use that overtake, as he is using that overtake, now he turns the car down. He does not want to make the move yet. He just wants to set him up, maybe get Camel, force him into a mistake. But he should be able to, as he actually locks up very massively, as Jetty should be able to get him on this on the start-finish straight. Again, unless he, maybe he sends a heroic move.
Yeah, you can see
Jetty, he likes to make his flashy overtakes.
Yeah, Jetty definitely is not one to shy away from a flashy overtake. We see he's really roaring to make a move here. 4/10 behind Camel. There's been a lot of action today on track. And we actually see a little bit of a battle happening between Mosidon and Plyfo Keeps as well for P11. It looks like Mosidon is actually coming up onto the gearbox of Plyfo Keeps. Will he be able to make a move? No, he backs out of it. He elects to wait, maybe for the back straight, to make a move onto Plyfo Keeps. And we actually see that Darth made a move into P13 on Awesome, who actually just dove into the pits.
Oh, as Jetty now is coming on. Yellow flag sector 2. That is a car off in Castle. Who is that? N-Bun again.
Oh, very unfortunate for N-Bun, who was just trying to make that yellow wing work. Oh, no, he actually pit. He switched to the hards, and he was not used to the grip difference, dropping himself down into P9.
Oh, as we switch back over to Jet, he is going to have DRS. This is the closest he's been to Camel. He's going to try to make this move into turn 1. He should get it very easily, as Camel can't really do anything about it. Camel does have 70% ERS, though. He does have enough to maybe get Jetty back. As I think he actually might get Jetty back out of turn 2 as he gets a nice run. He's all over that gearbox. If you get a nice exit here, you can make this work, as it looks like he does, but Jetty might have just got a little bit better traction out of there, using that overtake to keep Camel back, as it looks like Jetty has that move done for the time being, as Jimsy now, through that battling, is 5.5 seconds ahead of Jet. Jetty's quick, but Jimsy is also super fast, so Jetty's going to have to really pump out faster and faster laps if he wants to even crack into the likes of Jimsy at the top.
Yeah, we can see that Jimsy was able to really keep his nose clean throughout the beginning stage of this race, is reaping huge benefits from it. 5.5 seconds ahead of P2 right now. Very incredible drive and strategic advantage from Jimsy. We can see no drivers are left on the soft compound. They are now either on the medium or the hards. Mosaiden actually has a position change with Plyfo Keefe. They're going for a little bit of battle side by side. There's a little bit of contact, it looks like, for Plyfo Keefe. Mosaiden is able to slip up into P11 now, chasing down his teammate Paradox into P10. Let's see if Mosaiden will be able to catch his teammate of Paradox. We know that they like to do some teamwork around here in Baku. Or will Plyfo Keefe catch up to Mosaiden again and take back the position? We actually see Funny Monkey gaining time massively on Honey Badger's AI here. He should be able to make a move very easily into the esports corner. I could not see a problem there. Looks like he's actually going to stick back and just wait for DRS here onto the front straight. I see Plyfo.
That's not a bad move from Funny Monkey. Waiting that DRS, he gets a little bit of toe on the AI. I believe you do get Dirty Air and Slipstream. As actually, no, Funny Monkey did pass Honey Badger before the straight. So actually, he said, "I don't want DRS. It's okay. I could get past you. You are just a ghost on track on 7-lap bold hards. Funny Monkey's on the 1-lap bold. He's got the freshest tires out of the two." And yeah, this AI it's an AI, you know, so the drivers aren't going to really be too stressed out trying to get past it.
Yeah, we can actually see the two teammates right now, Paradox and Mosaiden, getting very close to each other. Mosaiden actually, yeah, Paradox actually lets Mosaiden slip through on the DRS zone as they believe that Mosaiden is the faster driver right now. Paradox respecting team orders very nicely there and letting Mosaiden just get into P10 and chase down Nbun in P9 right now, who I believe has some sort of damage if he didn't already pit. No, he didn't. He just went into the escape road. So it looks like he will be keeping his position. We actually see that B++ is able to overtake the AI of Honey Badger as well. So yeah, there's a three-way battle right now happening between the two McLarens of Paradox and Mosaiden and Plyfo Keefe. Plyfo Keefe still in the mix. Mosaiden no longer with DRS on this front straight here. Upcoming after this castle section, we can see that Paradox is actually trying his best to keep the car out of the wall right now. Trying to keep with his teammate Mosaiden, and actually we can see that Paradox brakes extremely hard and almost ends up with Plyfo Keefe tapping the back of his gearbox and giving himself front wing damage, but he was able to avoid it very nicely.
Plyfo Keefe might have had a Code Brown moment there as he just narrowly avoids Paradox. As, oh, we have Yellow Flag Sector 1. Who is that? Who is that? Oh, I believe Gummy Panda got loose out of turn 2. And that sent him into the wall. I think that's why we had yellows. Or no, that was he just... Oh, okay, no. The game just thought Gummy Panda went off because of the blue flags. Letting them all through. As now we see Nbun breeds past his teammate. Oh, as the AI driver, he's gonna come back. The AI driver on the outside of Nbun with the DRS. We've never seen a battle like it. Oh, and Nbun just bullies his teammate. He just bullies him.
And no contest there for the Ferrari driver of Honey Badger, who almost seems like a ghost that's controlling his car. It's unlike him to let positions drop like this. I actually see that Mosaiden is building a gap right now to his teammate Paradox, who just barely stayed in the DRS range, and Plyfo Keefe is really rowing to get past him right now in P12. He does not have DRS, it seems. So he's going to back out of the move and keep behind Paradox, and he almost makes contact again with Paradox into his gearbox. Wow.
Plyfo Keefe is getting everything out of this Alfa Romeo, as this McLaren just keeps locking up.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Plyfo Keefe that the evidence that he does have the pace to get past Paradox, but Paradox is doing a very nice job with defending and just keeping Plyfo Keefe behind. We see some team orders happening between the two McLarens, making it work very nicely, trying to salvage any points that they can. P10 and P11, they're going to try to both fly into the points here with 15 laps to go. We can see that the gap actually between Jimmy and Jetty has reduced by 2 seconds since the last time we checked in. Now Jetty is only 3.4 seconds away from Jimsy when it was previously, I believe, 5.5 seconds. Kamla also dropped back a little bit to Jetty on the hard compound tires. He is now 2 seconds behind Jetty, but we can see, will these hard compound tires come alive later and actually give you the strategic advantage compared to these medium tires? See that Plyfo Keefe is very close to the gearbox. A Paradox now. And Plyfo Keefe actually gets so excited coming onto the back straight that he just slams himself into the wall. That's going to be safety car and a wing damage. That's to change up strategies massively today. And that's going to be very unfortunate for Jimsy, who had a 3.5 second gap. We see a lot of people diving into the pits. We see Paradox going into the pits. He was only on 4-lap old mediums. Yeah, very fortunate for Jetty as well. Like you said, we're going to see what compounds are these drivers going to choose to pit on. We actually see Paradox going into the softs.
You can definitely bring hards to the end from this point. The mediums will not last.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. We're going to see if people are going to elect to pit onto a set of hards or even another set of hards if they have it available. Let's see what they do here. Paradox, the McLaren driver, actually pitting into P11.
I think Jet's going to follow Jimsy. I believe that they're just going to follow each other in, so they're on the same strategy and they don't lose sight of each other, because they do seem like those two drivers are just pulling away massively from the pack.
Yeah,
what's Jimsy going to do?
Jimsy is definitely going to be punching his steering wheel right now, as he built a beautiful gap at the beginning of the race.
Over. He's going to pit. Yeah, he's pitting, and Jet, he follows him in.
Let's see what these two drivers pit onto. We actually see that Paradox gets a 11-second penalty, or 5-second penalty, excuse me, for ignoring yellow flags.
I think you just got to go to the hard tires here. The mediums, I don't think they can make it. I don't think they can go 12, actually.
And you're correct, actually. Jimsy goes onto the hard compound tires. And Jetty,
the mediums.
Jetty onto
Camel
the
to the mediums.
Has
anybody blown this strategy? Sorry for cutting you off there, Giants.
Yeah, very big mix of strategies here today in Baku. We can see there's really no set strategy today, and that's what makes this track really just so beautiful. Not one driver has a clear-cut strategy in their mind. It's really all just a shotgun approach where you just do as much as you can and see what sticks.
Exactly. Beautifully said, Giants. As shaping up for the safety car restart is, who's going to hold out? Are those mediums going to last? Are those hards going to just come alive towards the end of the stint? It's all to play for here in Baku.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of championship points to be won today, both drivers and constructors. The Renault are going to try to keep their position right now in the Constructors' Championship. Very unfortunate for Mr. Tafter. His teammate Tech Jones is not here today. I believe that he got lost on the way to Azerbaijan and actually accidentally took a plane to Bahrain. So, very unfortunate for him. It looks like he's going to be racing in the Porsche Cup this weekend. That is the race that is going on right now at Bahrain. But Mr. Tafter is now left alone in the Renault. We had an intern actually offer to drive the Renault car, but we decided that since they can't even make water correctly, there's no way they could drive an F1 car. So here we have Mr. Tafter slotting up into P4. The yellow tires on the yellow car, the medium compound. Mr. Tafter puts himself in a very nice presence here. Up into P4 after, really, it feels like we haven't seen him most of this race. So here we actually have Camel and his teammate Awesome, Camel in P3, but unfortunate for Awesome, he is all the way down in P15. It'll be very interesting to see how the back markers react on this restart, as there is now a mixture of the two. So I believe that the safety car will be out for another lap, if I'm correct.
Yes, one more. Yep, this field has to we got some drivers in the back. A McLaren. We have McLaren, a Ferrari having to catch up, the Haas, and the Alfa Romeo. And, we have a McLaren still in the second sector of Paradox. So this safety car, if Paradox doesn't get a move, if Paradox is not going to move on it, then he may be just left in the dust if he doesn't catch back up to this pack, as it's going to be very, very difficult.
Yeah, I believe that Paradox is... it looks like he pitched off of the sauce, and that's why he's actually so far back. He pitted at the beginning of the safety car, I believe, to the soft compound tires, and realized that he actually made a lapse in his strategy judgment and pitted back onto his 5-lap old hard compound tires.
They should still make it fine on those 5 laps, so he won't be kicking himself too hard, as one position, I believe, when he pitted, he was going to come out towards the back, so we didn't really lose him too many spots now. He just has to hope that he can, reel the safety car queue back in, as he is only coming down the back start-finish straight. As actually, Jimsy's going to have a really hard time warming up these tires behind the safety car, moving this slow. So I believe he is on controller as well, so it's going to be even harder for him to get those tires nice and toasty Because those hards, the temperature range, it's hard to meet, especially when you're just moving this slow.
Yeah, especially on those hard compound tires, which we know typically get the coldest out of the 3 compounds. It's going to be incredibly difficult to warm them up, but behind a very slowly moving safety car. Jimsy is just going to be weaving back and forth as much as possible.
Oh, as Ethan actually said, did the interns buy those plane tickets? It can be inferred that those interns tried to fly out Tech Jones and just totally dropped the ball and flew him to the wrong country in the Middle East, and he just couldn't make it.
Yeah, it seems as if those interns are actually American Haas fans, so they intentionally sabotage the Renault, who are currently leading the championship, with the Haas in P2 and the Constructors' Championship leading closely behind. They're just praying for Jimsy to be able to get in P1. They didn't want the contention from Tech Jones tonight, so they quite frankly sabotaged him, and unfortunate for us, our intern is getting fined €1 million.
Interns, they don't even have that type of money, but they are going to be kicking themselves.
Yeah, unfortunately for the intern, he actually had to seize his house to the bank, and now he's declaring Class A bankruptcy.
You love to see it for a group that is really just throwing away the Renault season. Darn interns is right, Ethan. Darn interns indeed. As now the safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap, as Paradox, he got there in time. Was there ever any doubt? Maybe for a second.
Not at all.
He's made it.
We know that the McLaren is able to do a very nice job with that currently in the 2020 season. Renault-powered engine. Next year we'll see them in the Mercedes-powered engine, and we'll see how they fare in the 2021 season of F1. But currently for him, he's still in the Renault-powered car. Let's see what it can do in the restart. Coming back from P13, we have Gummy Panda, who is in the mix with Jetty in P1 and P2. Or he's actually technically in P3 position right now as a back marker, with Camel following closely behind. This restart is going to be very interesting with the mixture of back markers. We actually see that Awesome is behind his teammate Camel, except only 12 places behind here tonight.
If we take a look at position changes right now, shaping up after the safety, as the safety car is coming in, we have Jimsy up 7. Jetty only down 1, so Jetty has recovered, like we said before, beautifully, as he got sent down the order on lap 1, and he's just reeled it all back.
Yeah, I feel like
B++ up 8 slots. That's very good for B++. Oh, never mind. Oh no, I commentator cursed him. I apologize, B++.
And now we see
actually contact with Poseidon.
And Poseidon actually receives another 5-second penalty for contact under a safety car. He originally got it with Kachunga, now he's getting it with B++. It seems like Poseidon is just a walking penalty right now. He's still sitting in P8 though. Will he be able to bring these 7-lap old mediums to the end? I highly doubt it. He might be going for the medium soft compound here after he pits, but he's gonna have to serve 5 seconds of penalties in the pits once again. And safety car is actually in this lap. We get the message from race control. Let's see how Jimsy and the Haas handles it on the hard tires against the medium runners of Jetty, Camel, and Mr. Tafter behind. Will they be able to make some moves?
Jetty is gonna be hunting down Jimsy.
Yeah, there's really no doubt about it. Jetty's just on the faster compound tires, and Camel's going to be following closely behind as well with Tafter. The 3 drivers are all looking incredibly hungry for that P1 slot. Really, anything's up for grab tonight. Here in Baku, we have Funny Monkey, Kulex, and M-Buns as well.
Jimsy goes super early. That catches out Jetty massively as he already pulls 6.5 tenths. Wow, Jimsy, you know, everybody expects him to go late. I think Jetty did as well. As going into turn 1, he is no threat.
Yeah,
that's very, very good for Jimsy.
Oh, we actually see a huge battle here with Tafter. Oh, there's actually a yellow flag. A Red Bull is off the track. Tafter is still keeping his P4 position. A lot of position changes. We actually have Poseidon slipping up into P7 here, battling with a Williams driver of Kulex. Kulex slips up, and it looks like Awesome is getting involved in the mix. Actually, a back marker. There's a huge battle right now between P6 to P8. N-Bun getting side by side with Kulex. Kulex slips right through him. Poseidon tried to insert himself, makes a little bit of contact with M-Buns having to back off. Enbun very unhappy with losing the position to the Williams driver of Kulex, who was actually a pole sitter, I believe, about 2 races ago. Darth slips himself up into P9 right behind Moseidon. There's a Williams sandwich going on right now with Enbun and Moseidon in between, the bread and the butter right there.
As I believe B++, yeah, he pit. I'm sorry, I did not see that. Just kind of, oh, as we have damage up Castle, I saw an end plate. Who's end plate? As I'm trying to figure that out,
Not sure.
It was Funny Monkey.
Oh, very unfortunate for Funny Monkey. Now
Enbun.
Oh!
Again.
And now Funny Monkey is quite frankly going to be a sitting duck, and Moseidon just barely avoids the wall coming out of the esports corner. He's going to lose a position to Darth, who came very close, making a little bit of contact with Moseidon's side pod. Moseidon on the faster compound tires right now. Will he be able to pull it back in the back straight? We actually see Enbun as well going side by side with an Alfa Romeo. Plyfo keeps slipped through nicely. Moseidon going to be chasing down Darth in P7 right now. Darth does not have DRS, so he should have an easy time getting past him. Moseidon slips right past Darth. We actually see a driver pitting. That's Funny Monkey with the wing damage. Enbun had to pit as well. Moseidon slips himself up to P6. I believe that's the highest up in the order Moseidon has been. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3 right now. Who would that be? Looks like the yellow flag is actually cleared. Jetty is only 1/10 behind Jimsy, battling a little bit there for the P1 position. Jimsy is able to hold him off nicely on the hard compound tires.
Jimsy's doing a very nice job to hold off Jet right now, as it must be so difficult as they're both the same age.
Yeah, even with this age though, Jetty is going to be faster on that medium compound tires, presumably. But Jimsy is doing a very nice job at defending Jetty. But will Jetty have an easy time getting past him on the DRS straight? We see Camel just outside of a second from Jetty. Will he be able to pick up DRS as well and create a little bit of a DRS train here? I actually see that Plyfo Keith, Moseidon, and Darth are all still battling. Darth actually hits the wall in the castle section and loses the position to Plyfo Keith. He's out of the mix. Now it's just Moseidon in P6 trying to chase down Kulex and get away from Plyfo Keith. And here we have Jetty, Camel, and Jimsy all getting onto the back straight. Jimsy will not have any DRS to go off of, and Jetty will have DRS off Jimsy. And Jetty's using a little bit of overtake here to get some nice momentum on Jimsy, and Jimsy might not have any really chance to defend here. Jimsy's really just a sitting duck, hoping that Jetty's not going to be able to make a pass.
Jetty is at that gearbox. Jimsy goes defensive. They're going to be side by side in the turn one. Can Jetty have that tire grip around the outside? He breaks late. Jimsy takes her. Oh, that was close. As Jetty couldn't make the move sticker on the outside. He's going to try again. Try to do a little bit of switchback on Jimsy, but there's not enough room for it as he has DRS now. Jimsy, I don't think there's anything he can do here as he is using that overtake. Jetty actually only has... Actually, I should not say because I don't want to give anybody any engineer advantage, as the energy game is a bit of a sticky one. Oh, Jetty gets a switchback. Can he go around the outside here? It's going to be tight. Don't hit the wall. As they make a little bit of contact, they touch wheels, but no damage for either driver. As Jimsy still looking around. Oh, and Jetty gets the move. Now he can pull away on the fresher compound, and that puts a gap. Now there's a car in between. Now Jetty and Camel on the same strategy, so Jetty is going to be loving this if Jimsy can stay in that DRS and just keep Camel behind. Yellow flag sector 2. That is the Renault. The Renault of Mr. Tafter misses his braking point.
Oh, very unfortunate for Mr. Tafter. He was in a very nice spot to score some points. He was in P4. He only dropped down to P5, so really not too terrible for him. We actually saw some very nice defending, though, from Jimsy against Jetty there, who was on the faster compound. He was able to hold him off for so long, but fortunately slipped down the order to Jetty. It looks like Camel actually lost the car a little bit there, and they're going to be heading towards the front straight and just trying to make a move on Jimsy, who's on the hard compound tires. And he believes that he's going to have the tire advantage, and hopefully he hopes that he'll be able to make a move in the upcoming laps. Looks like Jimsy does he open DRS on the front straight? I'm not able to tell from this helicopter camera. No, it looks like he does not open DRS, and Camel has DRS, so he's going to have a huge advantage in this front straight. He made up multiple tenths to Jimsy. Now he's really only right behind him. And we actually see that Mr. Tafter as well. He's only 5 tenths away from Kulex. Kulex does not have DRS on anyone. He's 8.3 seconds back from P3, P2, and P1. We see a little bit of a DRS train here happening between P1 to P3, the podium positions. Jimsy, Jetty, and Camel all really just fighting aggressively here for the podium positions. No one wants to settle for just merely a podium. They want the race win today. Actually,
safety car! Safety car!
Wow, the third safety car of the night, I believe.
Yeah, out of the race.
Wow, very, very eventful race today. 18 laps in, 3 safety cars. That's an average of a safety car every 6 laps here tonight.
As I believe, the softs, they can make it. But does any driver want to elect to go on them? Because I don't think a big enough gap is built up with these top 3 to where they could comfortably pit and not have to fight through some traffic.
Really, Jetty's going to decide the strategy here. If Jetty elects to pit onto the soft compound tires, Jimsy and Camel are quite frankly just going to have to follow suit. Kulex is 8 seconds behind with Mr. Tafter 2 and Mosiah 6. So Jetty really does not have much contest. If he comes out of the pits, he'll probably drop into P6 or P7 maybe. And if Jetty pits, then Jimsy and Camel are going to have to pit as well if they want to still be in contention for the podium positions, as that faster compound tire can really benefit the one that just really wants to take the strategy risk here.
If any driver does elect a pit, it's going to be a tough battle as we are coming down to under 10 laps in this race. It's going to be tough to bring it back, especially on a tight and windy track like Baku, where it's hard to overtake through sectors 2. You can only really overtake in sectors 1 and 3, but they aren't that long. So as Jetty actually stays out, Jimsy stays out,
and Camel actually pits. Camel pits. Let's see. Is he going to pit onto the soft compound tires like you said?
I think you got to pit from softs from here. That's my call.
Yeah, and he does pit onto the soft compound tire. He's going to see if he can push his way up the field like we predicted one of the top 3 would. And let's see if he's going to be able to make something stick and even maybe come back for a podium and a race win. He's in P7 right now, which is really not a bad position to come out of the pits. And he has Paradox on 11-lap old hards. Those are going to really be struggling near the end. Plyfo keeps on 7-lap old mediums. He has to serve a 5-second penalty. Mr. Tafter on 6-lap old medium compound tires as well, with Kulex on 11-lap old hards and Jimsy on 6-lap old hards as well. So really, Camel just has a huge tire advantage here. We could really see what he's going to be able to do on those soft compound tires. It's going to be really racy tonight. And let's see what he can do. He has, presumably after the safety car comes in, he's going to have about 5 to 6 laps to just make anything stick and make up as many positions as possible.
I think Camel, as we saw before, Kulex was just, something is just not clicking for him around this windy street circuit of Azerbaijan. As we saw the top 3 pull a big gap. So Camel, these tires are going to be electric off the safety car restart, as we have the track evolution.
Oh, definitely,
and the
for sure.
Softs are very, very, the pace difference between the tires are massive around Baku, because it's all, that low speed traction you need to have down, and those soft tires are going to be beautiful for it. So I'm very, very interested to see what Camel can do from this situation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Baku is really 95% strategy and keeping yourself out of the wall, and 5% actual racing. It's just a survival of the fittest game around here at Baku. And like you said, those soft compound tires are really going to put Camel in a beautiful position to make some overtakes on those restart. I'm sure we'll see a lot of action from him. He'll probably have to make a couple moves up on Paradox and presumably Plyfo keeps in the opening stages of the safety car restart, as he's just going to be so much quicker on that soft compound of tires. And we're going to see Kulex and Jimsy just trying to hold on those hard compounds, presumably going to be taken to them to the end, as they believe they will be able to do so with this safety car being deployed.
Oh, excuse me for a moment. I am getting a phone call. Take it from here, Giants.
It must be the interns trying to call, because we've been insulting them this whole entire hour of racing. They're probably going to be putting in their 2 weeks notice, but quite frankly, me and Tom, the commentators, could not care less. Those interns are quite frankly useless, and me and Tom will be taking over the role of the interns, and we will be the ones making the coffee tonight. And we actually see that Mosidon actually slipped into P10 and give back the position to Darth. I wonder what happened there. Darth must have gotten a little bit loose and had to forfeit the position for a second, but Besides that, we're really just watching to see what these drivers are going to be able to do tonight. Kulek's now on 12-lap old hards. He will be on 13-lap old hards at the restart. Jimsy on 8-lap old hards, presumably at the restart. And Jetty is going to be on 8-lap old medium. So let's see how the tire wear is going to affect Jetty. Coming out of the safety car restart, will the hards be more alive here at the restart after 8 laps of wear?
I have returned. These interns, they are praying for their jobs, but after this outing today, we're going to need a whole new team. I told them, I gave them the news. I said, you guys can pack your bags, fly back to the Haas, team headquarters, because we don't want you here anymore.
Yeah, quite frankly, we could not care less what happens to these interns. I hope all of them declare Class A bankruptcy, because we just quite frankly could not care for themselves or their financials. And quite frankly, I hope that they go down with the Haas team. Like in real life with Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen, we actually see that the Haas team in our F1 right here is doing amazingly, and we want all to go well for the Haas team tonight. We see Jimsy in P2 doing amazingly. Hopefully he'll be able to keep it that way on the hard compound tires.
I agree, and this is just shaping up, as I keep saying, all race to just be a great race, as Jimsy is, looking to the, we never said you can't go side by side, as Jet's gonna try to make him, slip up and go a little bit ahead of him, as they are right next to each other. Jimsy, those tires are getting cold, as Jetty goes, he goes now, overtake on, Rich mixed on, he gets to the line in front. Jimsy, not close enough for a move. Kulek's not close enough either, as we have Jetty ahead of Jimsy, ahead of Kulek. Kulek's getting out of shape. Mr. Tafter. Oh, Kulek's in the wall. Mr. Tafter goes right through. That puts Pike for keeps side by side. They make contact. Pike for keeps, just keeps it out of the wall. Kulek is missing an end plate. As we have yellow flags in Sector 1. Going down the order, we have B++ arounds. We have Camel down to P10. We have Paradox coming out of the pits in this mess. And Mr. Tafter up into the podium position.
Oh, and Camel actually has a red wing. His soft compound. Oh, very unfortunate for Darth, who's dropping down the order. Mosiding up into P5. This might be one of his best race finishes tonight if he's able to keep it. B++ is down to P11. Oh, Camel actually had to retire from the session. I just saw an end plate fly off.
Tired.
It looks like that was Paradox, the McLaren driver, who lost the end plate.
It looks like the marshals are, the stewarding team is saying this race is going on as Kulix hits the wall. Austin hits the wall. They both lose end plates into castle section. The damage is crazy right now for these drivers. As we have yellow flags in sector 1 and 2, as we have Darth overshooting castle section, trying to break late.
What is going on tonight? There's absolute scurrying happening in the last 6 laps after the safety car restart.
Crazy as Kulix in the wall again. As Kulix is just, he needs the pit for the soft tires. He can't go on with a wing that looks like his, as he's just running out wide left and right. As wow, these drivers, as Jimsy is 6/10 back of Jet. Mr. Tafter 3 seconds or 2.1 seconds behind, but Piper keeps is 3.8 seconds. Piper keeps into the pits.
Mosidon actually enters the pits as well.
Mosidon into the pits as well. Mosidon
forfeiting his P5 position.
Mosidon has a clean wing.
What is going on with Mosidon where he elects to give up his P5? Oh, he's serving a drive-through penalty.
Oh, he sped.
He sped after the safety car restart. Very unfortunate for the McLaren driver, who actually comes out very nicely.
He still comes out P6.
P6, very lucky for the McLaren driver. Oh, and actually Darth retires.
Out. VSC. The driver's got to be careful for this Delta. Getting a drive-through here would be detrimental for the race finishes. All these drivers got to adhere to this Delta. They have to be very, very careful. If you're Jetty right now, let that Delta go 1.5 seconds, slow, because you just don't even want to risk anything through Castle. It'll fluctuate up and down very fast, as we see Jet let off the gas a lot coming up there to just make sure that he's all right. As I believe the call to end the VSC is now, as Jetty is full power on the gas. So let's see if any of these drivers pick up drive-throughs or they keep a clean plate, as Jet's got to bring it down nice and slow. because you do slow down majorly under safety car delta through here as it ends. All the drivers keep it clean. That is good to see. You never want to see a drive through this late in the race. Mr. Tafter now 3 seconds back. N-Bun 7 seconds off of Mr. Tafter. Mr. Tafter is looking not bad. So yellow flag in sector 2. Oh, I believe that's just going to be Panda letting cars by. We are all okay in sector 2. As this VSC ends, we're coming down the main straight. We have Jetty ahead of Jimsy, ahead of Tafter, ahead of M-Bun, ahead of Piper Keeps. So we have Poseidon, B++ Paradox, Honey Badger, the AI, still in the points. Cool X on P10 on those fresh, soft tires. See if he can get past the AI and move himself to get one more point on the race weekend. As we have Jimsy with DRS. These hard tires aren't looking that slow, Giants.
Yeah, they really aren't, and we're going to see that the hards might start coming alive here. 10 laps of wear on Jetty's medium compound tires and 10 laps of wear on the hard tires. Will the hards have the strategic advantage now? And will Jimsy be able to slot himself up into P1 and get his first race win in NNR after placing in the podium 3 times before? We see that Jimsy is actually...
The Burl says you have an echo.
Yeah,
it
must have been the interns again. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do anymore.
Flag sector 1, that is... I think that's Awesome-y once more with no M plate. Oh no, Awesome-y. You never want to see that, as this weekend for her is just crumbling.
Yeah, we see that the Williams curse is coming out again. Coolx and Darth were looking for very nice points today, and unfortunately it fell flat again. Jimsy's still being incredibly consistent in that Haas car. Able to keep himself in the podium positions. If he finishes today, he would have 3 out of 3 podiums for his 4 out of 4 podiums, excuse me, for his 4 races in NNR. Incredibly consistent for Haas, and that might slot himself up into either contention for P1 in the Constructors or actually P1 in the Constructors Championship. We will have to see tonight.
As you know what? Jimsy holds that DRS again. If he can just keep edging closer, we could see a last lap finish with the DRS open. Coming to the line, it'll be tight, it'll be good. As, oh, Jimsy sets a fast lap on the hards, but Jetty sets it a little bit faster, but not by, I don't think that much. Let me just check the fastest lap real quick. So, yeah, as Jimsy only sets a lap, that's a 10th, not even a 10th slower than Jetty. As, you know, these tires are going on to the same pace. As I know that Jimsy, you know, these hard tires, you know, we thought when he went on them, looking at the laps remaining, would have been a little tough, but these mediums, they must be getting worn, Giants. They must be getting slower and graining and degrading very rapidly.
Yes, exactly. We can see that Jimsy and Jetty are very equal pace now, and by the end of the race, will the hards have the better grip and the better pace around this track? Will Jimsy be able to make a move? He's only 5/10 behind Jetty right now, and he's looking very good to have a little bit of a last lap battle. And tonight, I believe that we had 3 VSCs, or 3 safety cars, excuse me, I believe, and we had 2 virtual safety cars, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of damage and a lot of carnage has happened tonight around Baku. And here we actually see that Poseidon still is in P6. A very nice finish for him, who I believe has never previously finished a race. Play for keeps. He gets very squirrely on the exit there. Coming up,
Poseidon has a chance of getting him.
He might have a chance of getting up into P5. Poseidon's had an incredible race. Paradox is his teammate as well as in P8 with 16-lap-old mediums, or hards, excuse me.
As Jimsy, sorry to cut you off there, still 5/10 away. He does have DRS again, which is so important when we're coming on to the penultimate lap of the race.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a very big battle here in the final 2 laps. There's another DRS straight after turn 2 here. Jimsy is...
we can actually... Sorry to cut you off again. We can see Poseidon make a move into P5 right here, as he's not looking that far back from Play for Keeps.
Let's see what Poseidon can do. B++ actually retires. Wonder what happened to him. Oh, he actually lost on the straight. He just hit the wall and caused himself damage.
Oh, B+ DNF.
Yeah, very unfortunate for him. Now Poseidon and Paradox, the 2 teammates, P6 and P7. Oh, and Poseidon punched Oh my gosh.
Oh, he sends them around and moves into P5. He gives them the bump and run. Play for Keeps just gets absolutely nailed by Poseidon, missing his braking point ever so slightly and just running in the back of him. Play for Keeps is very angry. Poseidon has wing damage. Play for Keeps can bring this gap back to Poseidon and stick those elbows out. We may see a little bit of a retaliation from Play for Keeps if he can get close.
Poseidon definitely getting a little bit eager to make an overtake there. Just looking at Plyfo keeps in front and just missing his breaking point. Very unfortunate for him. He's going to finish tonight in a very high points finish for McLaren tonight. But if Plyfo Keeps decides to open up an incident report on that case, there might be some repercussions coming Poseidon's way. Poseidon will just try to do his best to make it around the finish line, the checkered flag in these last 2 laps. Plyfo Keeps will most likely be able to make a move as wing damage is crucial to avoid.
Crucially, Jimsy is out of the DRS of Jetty. He's got to put everything into this final lap. As now we have Jetty crossing the line. This is lap 26. This is the final lap. As we have Paradox and Cool Deck close together. Jimsy about a second back off of Jetty. Can he pick up DRS right now? It's going to be very close, and he does get it. He does. That is crucial to bring down that gap a little bit. Jimsy's got to put everything into this lap. Use the ERS, turn up the rich mix. Everything's got to go into this. As we see Plyfo Keeps now, Poseidon, he's just not going to be close enough as we stand right now. But we do have Jimsy a little over a second. He's got to push.
Yeah, he's definitely got it. It's make it or break it now. Last lap. Only about a minute left in this race after 26 laps of driving. Jimsy does not want to settle for a P2 here. He wants to bring Haas those constructors points. And he wants to put Haas in P1 in the constructors, and he wants to put himself further up in the Drivers' Championship. He's been incredibly consistent.
Oh, Plyfo Keeps is very close to Poseidon right now. Poseidon's blinking. I think Plyfo Keeps has the ERS. As Plyfo Keeps does, he gets back at Poseidon for that collision. He takes that line, and he makes it through.
Yeah, we actually see a very nice overtake there from Plyfo Keeps in the final lap of the session.
Oh, as we have now Jetty. He is coming through the esports corner, keeps it out of the wall. We have Jimsy 9/10 away. This could come down to the wire if he gets a good exit. As he does get a good exit, actually gets about the same exit as Jetty, but is it going to be enough? He's going to get the. I don't think he's going to get the DRS. As we have Jetty now coming down the start-finish straight for the final time. We had 3 safety cars. We had 1 VSC. This whole race, Jetty has fought from the back, and he wins round 4. Baku, Jimsy P2. Mr. Tafter, 10 seconds back, coming down the straight right now, as he's going to sit in our P3. And this is very, very, very nice podium, as Jetty, they threw everything at him. He was in the back after lap 1. He crawls back to get a P1 finish after starting from pole position. That is well-deserved from Jetty Giants.
Yeah, very beautiful driving from all the top 3 drivers. Mr. Tafter.
We can see Coolx in the wall.
Coolx retires on the last lap of the session, coming towards the start finish. Oh my, Poseidon is just not able to keep himself out of other F1 cars tonight. Very unfortunate for him. Oh my days, and Poseidon is actually able to finish in P6. Very nice finish for him and the McLaren. And Paradox in P7, a very nice haul of points for the 2 of them tonight. McLaren is going to put themselves up nicely in the Constructors' Championship after a very rocky start to the season. I cannot believe that Kulak DNS.
The Williams curse is Honey Badger. He had to go mid-race. He finishes in P8. He still gets points. Awesomey got points too. I think this might have been her first points finish.
Her second, actually. Sorry to correct you there.
Apologies.
Regardless, still very good for the Racing Point team here tonight.
Poseidon's first.
I believe this was his first finish.
This is first finish, but I don't know where the penalties are gonna put him. As this race was 53 minutes long. As that is just mammoth of a race with these 3 safety cars. As now the final grid does come out, and I'll run through these if you don't mind.
Yeah, we actually see the AI of Honey Badger is the driver of the day.
You love to see it. You just love to see it. As we come over to the podium, we have the AlphaTauri of Jetty in first, doing a little dance, getting ready to spray that champagne all over Jimsy and Mr. Tafter. Mr. Tafter, he was a little bit silent today, but he deserved that podium. He's kept it out of the wall, and he capitalized on other people's mistakes, as we saw him go through most of these cars when they had damage, and he just kept it okay. Mr. Tafter drove a wonderful race today, as well as Jimsy's becoming a very, very, very prominent podium sitter every week.
Exactly. Jimsy has had 4 podiums this week.
Now we have Jetty in P1. Jimsy P2, Mr. Tafter P3. Right outside our podium, we have Mbun, Pie for Keeps, Poseidon, his first finish in the points. Paradox's McLaren teammate right behind them. Honey Badger, the AI of the Ferrari driver of the day, MP8. You love to see it. Cool X in the Williams still gets that fastest lap point, gets P9, but he did have a DNF. But that's okay because I think he still gets those points. So that is all important. Awesome, rounded out your top 10. She has a good finish. Gummy Panda, P11, B++, P12. As we have our non-finishers of Darth, Camel, Funny Monkey, AJ. Very sad, AJ, the Canadian driver, just had a little bit of a controller disconnect. That's something you never want to see as he started very good. And to round out our grid, we had Kanchunga with the DNF as well. As this was a very, very exciting race, Giants. Stick along in the stream. We have interviews coming up with our top 3 and anybody else who would like to speak as we go through the screen for a couple more seconds here. A very, very good finish as Mr. Tafter, I believe this might have been his first podium of the year.
Yes, I believe so. The Renault, he's able to take up after Tech Jones his 2 wins here in NNR. He's able to put himself on the podium to still gain a lot of constructors points tonight for Renault and put himself up in the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors' Championship. Here we're going to actually move on to the interviews and try to get the podium sitters up in here.
As I believe I have to, as of right now, I have to take a call with these interns, and I'm going to have to, I can't stick around for interviews today. So this will be Tom Hawk. I have to deal with our pay cut for these interns. This has been Tom Hawk. Giants, best of luck to these interviews. All the drivers, beautiful race today. And this is going to be me signing off for the rest of the night. Good night, everybody, and enjoy these interviews.
Yeah, it was definitely a wonderful race tonight from everyone involved. We saw a lot of on-track drama today, and I'm sure that'll be reflected in the incident reports. Very beautiful, beautiful race tonight. And here we'll be dragging people into the interview room and getting ready to ask these burning questions that we're all wondering right now. So here we are in the interview room right now. I want to start off with you, Jetty. Your second race win in NNR. How are you able to manage after a very unfortunate lap 1 and charge your way back up the field? A very reoccurring theme in NNR.
I got my wing taken off. I'll have to go back and look at it, but my strategist Barnes told me to do a medium strat, and I wasn't sure about it, but that's why we pay them the big dollars, and well, you can see that strat worked off, but Jimsy had real pace there towards the end, and I really thought he was going to get me. Those tires were starting to fall off, but it was a good race.
Yeah, exactly. I want to say congratulations to you again for your second win in NNR, and it was definitely an eventful one. It was really a toss-up on who was going to win at the end there. And now we're actually going to move on to Jimsy, who was in P2, a very consecutive podium sitter for NNR. 4 out of 4 podiums, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. How are you feeling today, fighting for P1 again like you did in Austria, just doing everything you can to get past Jetty on those hard compound tires? How are you able to manage tonight?
Yeah, this one stings a little bit. I had the last couple of laps planned out in my head. I figured that his tires would be pretty dead by the last 2 laps, so I was just following behind, following with DRS and saving ERS. But those last 2 laps there, I just lost it going through Castle, and that put me out of DRS range, and that kind of ruined it for me. But overall, it was a good race coming from P7 to P2. It was a good recovery.
Yeah, it was definitely a great recovery from you, Jimsy, and very unfortunate for you that you just weren't able to catch up to Jetty, who had incredible pace at the end there. The different strategies were just very interesting to watch, and it was very interesting to watch you guys battle it out on track. Now we move on to Mr. Tafter, who we really didn't see too much on air today, but silently put himself up into P3. What was your race like, and how did your strategy turn out for you?
Yeah, it was a quiet one. I don't blame you for not noticing me. My strategy was basically just keep it clean. Definitely don't have another Russia incident. Look after those tires, and I'm sure the safety car kind of helped me out a little bit. By the end there, I knew I wasn't going to keep pace with the 2 in front. They're super quick. My tires were going out. I knew I had the big gap to N-Bun behind, so that's basically all I was trying to manage at the end there, making sure he didn't catch up. Just bring it in clean. It's my first podium, so I didn't want to definitely didn't want to throw that away.
Yeah, congratulations. You're definitely doing your best there to bring points for Renault after the absence of Tech Jones. There was a lot of drama out on track today. I'm sure that'll be reflected in the incident reports, and hopefully we'll be able to get the answers that we need, as there was a lot of DNFs today, unfortunately, for the drivers. But I believe that is it from us in the interview room tonight. I want to say congratulations once again to you three drivers for having an amazing race and just able to keep your nose clean and really just put yourself in the top 3 positions.
Thanks, Giants.
All right, so we're going to be signing off here tonight, and you guys can join us again next Thursday for, actually, I believe it is going to be Italy. Yes, it is going to be Italy, May 13th at 8 p.m. EST. Make sure to tune in, and we'll have a nice night, everyone, all right?